Hello and welcome my students. Sit down, relax and enjoy as I teach you how to play the Waffenträger aggressively. Now let's talk about why the Waffenträger is one of the greatest tank destroyers in World of Tanks. Well, there are many reasons. For example, it's good mobility. This tank can go all the way up to 45 kilometers per hour if I'm not mistaken. It does have a very good camouflage, and let's not talk about the alpha and the penetration and as well the accuracy. Long story short, nearly everything is good about this tank except the shell velocity. The shell velocity on this tank is just the only thing that is like kind of off about the tank, but everything else is incredible about this tank. But the thing that makes this tank more famous and more preferred than the other tank destroyers, it's the way that it's built. It's the shape of the tank. The way that it's built makes this tank more flexible, and let me show you how. Just as I about to put a shell on the front of the 50 TP, I'm gonna turn around and spot the Sioux. As you can see right now, I'm keeping my turret towards the Sioux but my hole towards the exit. This is the most important tip a Waffenträger player should know, is you keep your turret towards the enemy and you hold towards the exit. As you can see right now, I just shot and immediately got into cover as I get spotted. And as well, one thing, if you noticed, I only got spotted after I shot this Sioux. Even though I was not behind any bushes and like 120 meters away from this Sioux, he still struggled to spot me and only spotted me after I shot at him. This is what I mean, that this tank literally moves and stood still like a ghost. And exactly as the 50 TP peaks, he found my little demon looking at him straight in the soul as I put a shell in his side, guaranteeing our first kill. And now it's 4v4, a neck to another neck. Right now I'm planning to push the Emil, me and the 75. Hopefully he's gonna help me. But there is a little sneaky boy behind us, which is the AMX defender. As I put a shell into him, he broke my turret, but I think that was a fair trade. 160 damage for 630. Right now, since we are getting flanked, what I'm gonna do is try to protect my teammates from the back and keep the Yaw distracted as my teammate push the Emil. But this is when my teammates do a mistake that actually pisses me off. So as I fall back, I spotted the E75 on the Yaw, and as well I keep the same strat over and over again. You see what I mean? This is the most important thing a Waffenträger player should know. That's why I'm repeating it, is to keep your turret and gun towards the enemy and you hold towards the exit. So shoot and run away. That is exactly what you want to do. You keep your turret towards the enemy and you hold towards your exit. You run away. Remember that. It's incredibly important. So right now as I fall back, I try to put a shell on the side of the Yaw. I do successfully, but sadly the shell incredibly low rolls and the E75 comes out of nowhere and punishes me as well. I really did not expect the E75 to push from there. I expected him to come frontally towards me, but sadly he didn't. And as the E75 coming from a down, I was hoping for the Yaw to come down so I can finish him off, but sadly it wasn't, so it's only 75. And exactly as he peaks, I put a shell in his side as he missed and whiffed the shell on me. But of course, after all that hard effort, a story must end as the Yaw peaks and finishes me off. This was a total heartbreak. But don't worry my friend, the video does not end here, because it's not gonna be a good tutorial video if I don't show you how to equip the tank properly. And this is what I meant my teammate is gonna do a huge mistake. As you can see, 3 tanks, an IS-8, an E75, and as well a 50 TP struggled to win when tank because they were so scared to push the ML2 for some reason. Well, I guess it just wasn't meant to win this match, and simply that's it. So I would say there was a cracking game for the Waffenträger. 5,700 damage with 300 damage blocked somehow with a high caliber, and even while losing a second class. And as well, pretty good profit for a non-premium tank, 100k credits. Now let's get to the equipment of this tank. By the way, this equipment goes for the big alpha gun, the 641, which I think everybody should use if you're planning on to play the tank aggressively, because I think that 13-second time is just perfect for a Waffenträger, for a tank that doesn't have armor, because as we all know, spotting mechanics, you get spotted, then it takes 10 seconds for you to get unspotted, and it's just perfect for that 13 seconds because you want to be aggressive but not too aggressive. You want to shoot, get back in cover, get unspotted as they forget about you, and then as just as they think that you don't exist anymore, you put that 640 alpha in their faces and then get back into cover and wait to get unspotted, and you repeat and repeat. Now to the equipment. So you need a gun rammer, obviously, because you're going to be in the front line and you need to keep shooting. The most important thing that you need to have if you select the big gun is a supercharger, because the big gun have a horrible shell velocity and you need to make it better, and only do that if your crew it's above 85%. If your crew it's above 85%, then use the supercharger. If it's lower than that, just use enhanced gun, because your accuracy is going to be horrible, and it's better to guarantee the shell going towards the target than going faster and going God knows where. Use a better dispersion on the one on the bottom left to the third one, because your dispersion is quite bad, but not too bad, but it could be controllable. And as well, don't use a better engine, use a better turning speed, because you don't want to turn with your turret, you want to turn with your tank most of the time, and you need to do that fast before you get caught in the open. And as well, you want to pick a defense system, because your tank have no armor and you're gonna get shelled most of the time, and you need to protect your crew, because trust me, your crew dies really easily on this tank. And well, that's it about the tutorial on how to play the Waffenträger. I hope you learned and enjoyed the video, and good luck on the battlefield, and I'll see you in another video.